Greetings one and all, and welcome back to the Awaken to Ascend YouTube channel. It's a beautiful day out here. It's about 70 degrees if you can read that, but it's a little windy, but that's okay. We're gonna power through because we don't care about a little bit of wind. We have a spiritual discussion to get to today. And today I want to talk about the higher self and where it's residing. Now, what I'm about to share in this video is my perspective. This is based on my spiritual journey. Yours may be different. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what your journey's like. That's why you need to go in the comment section and join in on this discussion. Whatever you gotta share, it's important, even if it's just a joke. Well, especially if it's a joke, don't hold back your jokes. Come on. Anyway, today I want to talk about the higher self and where it resides. I believe that there are 3 locations that the higher self can reside. When you start off on your spiritual journey, I believe most people's higher selves, their souls, whatever you want to call it, reside outside their auric field, like way out there, right? We all have this auric field. It's our energy. It's maybe like a ball, a sphere of energy that surrounds us at all times. It's the energy that we're putting out. It's ours, right? And when you get into, you can share it with other people. So when you get into the auric field of another person, you can feel their field. And if they like you, if those energies are compatible, you'll attract each other. If they're not, you'll repel each other. So we all have this field around us. And I believe that when you start off in this spiritual journey, let's say before you have an awakening, most people's higher self is outside their own auric field. What does this mean? To me, it means that they can't hear their higher self. If it's outside of your sphere of energy, you can't listen to it. You can't know it. You can't build a relationship with it because it's outside of you. And that's why so many people who haven't had a spiritual awakening are in the ego. All that's in their auric field is their ego because their soul is outside of it. So you'll see these people going after money and cars and empty relationships, and then they'll turn 80 and they'll look back on their life and say, I wasted the whole thing. I was just listening to my ego, which is always in a fear state. They can't hear their higher self. But once you start to progress on a spiritual journey, once you start to have this awakening and have these dark nights of the souls and start to practice feeling energy, you have the option of bringing your higher self into your auric field. And for me, this is where my higher self had resided for a very long time. When I closed my eyes and I asked to speak to my higher self, it would kind of, if you imagine 3D, it would be here. It'd be in front of me. I could talk to it face to face, if that makes any sense, okay? It would be in my field. And I feel like when that happens, I did have to invite it in. It didn't just happen. At the end of this video, you know what? I'll show you how to do this. But I had to invite it in. And now I can hear my higher self. I can listen to it. I can talk to it. I can commune with it. It's now part of me. It's no longer observing me doing stupid things. Now it has an impact on the stupid things I do. Now it has a say. It can say, hey, James, turn left when you thought you were going to go straight. And since it's in my auric field, I can sort of hear it. Emphasis on sorta, because this is just an intermediary location for your higher self. Because this is just my version of events, okay? At some point, I decided, wait a second, is this where my higher self is supposed to reside? I'm looking at it. That's not right. If I am my soul, why is it sure, it's in my field, but why is it outside of me? That didn't seem right. It seemed downright wrong. So what I did then is I invited my higher self from my auric field and I brought it into the heart, right here. And now my higher self resides in my heart space. Let me tell you, friends, everything changes once you do this. Everything changes. Yeah, you might have some growing pains. You might have some ego deaths. The ego doesn't like it. Right? First, when the higher self is outside of your auric field, the ego has full control. It wants to have full control. That's why it keeps it out there. But once you say, no, ego, it's in my auric field now. Well, the ego has to relinquish a little bit of control, a little bit of say in what you do, what you think, how you are. But once you bring it into the heart space, the ego's like, whoa, 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 hey guys, that was my job. I'm running this vessel. Well, how are you gonna let some usurper into the driver's seat, right? I know how to drive this thing. No, you don't, buddy. You're bad at it. You're real bad at it. So basically, when you bring your higher self into your heart space, you're like giving your ego the boot. You are terminated. I accept your resignation. Now, of course, it's still ego. But now we're switching now. If the higher self is running the whole show, if it's located solidly in the heart space, well, now the ego kind of has to be forced out. Maybe we force out the ego into the auric field now. So now I can still hear my ego. It still has a say, but it's not so strong. It's not right? Now it's more like beep, 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 beep. Okay? Maybe one day I can force my ego outside of my whole field altogether and it doesn't have any say. That might be the goal. We're just gonna, here's the ego, here's the higher self, we can boop, boop. That could be the idea. I'm not quite there yet. I still hear my ego. I think we all kind of hear our egos. No one's at 0%. If they were, they would not be here. They would be dead. But in a good way. They'd be off in 4D or 5D exploring the ethers. So it's very important to be aware of where you are keeping your higher self. I believe, because we don't want this ego in the heart. We don't want the ego running this ship. We want the higher self up in there. So as I said in the beginning, there's a way to do this. And the way to do it is through meditation, is through intention. What you want to do is close your eyes. Maybe you can do this along with me, but close your eyes, take your deep breaths, really get into a meditative space. Hopefully you know how to do this. If you don't know how to do this, well, you got bigger problems, friend. You gotta focus on that first. So this is for my beginning to intermediate meditators. You guys need to be able to see where your higher self is. And a lot of you have different psychic abilities. So you might see where it is, you might feel where it is, you might hear where it is, you might smell where it is. Who knows how you're perceiving it. But if you close your eyes and you ask to see your higher self, where is it located? Somehow, some way, you should get an answer. For me, I kind of see it. No, actually, no, I feel it. I feel where it is. I know where it is. I just feel it. I just know where it is. So if your higher self is outside of your auric field, then I encourage you to invite it into your auric field. We're not going to go straight to the heart. Let's do this in stages. Let's make sure that you don't have an ego freak out, okay? So if you can close your eyes and see your higher self, and if it's outside of your auric field, say something like, higher self, I see you. I love you. I want you to be a bigger part of my life. I invite you into my auric field. And at that point, you can just feel your ball of energy, your soul essence come in and maybe plant itself right in front of your face. Maybe a little bit above your head, maybe in front of your heart, wherever you want to put it. And that's really all you need to do. Know that it's happened. Be sure that things are going to change now. And you're done. It's all about intention. Now, if your higher self is already in your field, if you sense it in front of you, near you, just anywhere that you can touch, if that's where you sense it, it's time for it to go into your heart. And so you're gonna do the same thing. I love you, higher self. I want you to have full control of this vessel. I want you to call all the shots. I want you to direct me where I need to go. I want you to spread your love to myself and everyone I come in contact with. And the only way you're gonna do that is if you exist in my heart space. And bring that ball of light, that pure source energy that is you, bring it to your heart. And say, you know what? This is your home now. I relinquish all control to you. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to treat you kindly. And then you're done. That's it. Now, reality transforms in a little way here. You might notice, things are easier. People come into your life who are here to help, right? Your circumstances change. Things just change. And you hear your higher self. You might hear it in your dreams. You might hear it in your thoughts. You might hear it in your meditations, but now it's louder. When it's inside of you, it doesn't have to scream at you. It can just talk to you. And so in this way, we raise our vibration we elevate our consciousness, and we move about this world, this beautiful world we're in, with more confidence, with more knowledge, with more consciousness, and everything's just beautiful. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I'm sure there's more to talk about, but that's for you to put in the comment section. I love interaction. So any person that comments, I light up when I get a notification that there's a comment. I'm like, ooh, what's this? Let's go check this out. Anyway, check out awakentoascend.com. I've been slacking on the blogs, but that's because I've been doing watercolors. So I've been painting. So I only got so much creative energy. So I've been focused on painting and watercolors recently. I might share that in a upcoming video if you guys want to see that, if you want to see the art I've been doing. I've actually been doing my version of a tarot deck. Yeah, I'll show you in an upcoming video if you want to. You don't have to watch all these videos, but if you want to. But that's going to do it today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and bring that higher self down, my friends. It's time. No more of this outside the self nonsense. The ego should not be in control. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.